Man, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Taking the time out of your day.
Hell yeah.
You had a little bit of a drive? Where are you coming from?
Yeah, I'm coming from like an hour away, to be honest. Long Lake.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, past Suncrest, super north, if you know where that is. But
yeah, Long Lake. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I have some family out here. I moved out here maybe 4 years ago. I had some family here, moving from the Bay Area, so.
Oh, nice, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of your work on YouTube. So you run the Artificial Mindset, is that the YouTube channel?
Yeah, Artificial Mindset was my music video channel. It's where I posted all of my music videos. And that channel's been going on for maybe 5 years at this point. Nice. And yeah, I've worked with the who's who in Spokane. And yeah, just looking to add more really good artists to that list. You know, the page is growing. The page has gotten to a point where it just gains followers by itself. I don't actually have to post anymore. And
I've seen that. Yeah, you're at like over 250,000.
No, not a quarter million.
220. Yeah, 220,000 views or something.
Oh, yeah,
about a quarter million views.
Sure.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
And how many subs you got now?
Maybe like 1,300.
No, that's awesome, man. That's great.
And yeah, YouTube has the monetization. That was the whole thing a few years ago, you know, with the monetizing, you know, everybody was like, hey, we got to get 1,000 subs and then we can run ads on our videos. But yeah.
Yeah,
still.
So how's that been for you, the process-wise? I see a lot of drone work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You've been doing film and photography for a while?
I've been doing it for quite a while, yeah. Man, I went to school for it maybe like a decade ago almost at this point, I feel like. Yeah, if you want to take it all the way back, I mean, I got my first camera in like middle school, and it had video on it and I just had the idea, you know, like I wanted to film stuff, you know, I wanted to film crazy stuff, like people doing crazy things, and capturing all that content on video, you know. Yeah.
Really getting that moment.
Capturing those moments.
I love that.
Yeah, and especially now you can look back on them too and it's like, it's crazy, you know, like from like 2009 or whatever, and how much, you know, video has evolved over that time. But yeah, I went to school for video. And basically the school allowed us to rent out really expensive camera equipment. And so I got to rent out my first like professional camera, and I went down to Los Angeles with a couple friends and shot my first music video down there. And yeah, the rest is history. I came back to California, or I came back to Washington. Well, actually, I went back down to California when I bought my camera for the first time. This is like 2016, and I already knew how to work a camera. You know what I'm saying? When I first started, like making the music videos, so it wasn't like I was starting from ground zero. You know what I'm saying? So my first music video, if you look at my very first music video, it's not terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I already kind of was involved in that world, in the editing and the shooting and everything. So, but it's obviously over time it's gotten so much better. But yeah.
Yeah, you guys have some of the best podcast content in the city that I've seen. I've seen you working with, you know, Bears Best and the Alpha Grand, obviously rocking the
AG.
That's nice.
Yeah, I started working with Alpha Grand maybe a year ago. For me, it was just everybody was kind of doing their own thing. Everybody was kind of just
compartmentalized.
Yeah, trying to just build by themselves, and it's like, and I've been in the game for long enough to realize that just doesn't work, and that you have to come together and
definitely
create, like, you know, you need help. Like you can't do everything by yourself.
Yeah, to do big, great projects, definitely.
Exactly.
And that quote, it's like you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, get a team. You know, and that's kind of always been my thing.
100%.
I've been going fast. It's time to go far. You know.
And he already had established the brand. You know what I'm saying? He owned the name. He owns the website. He already has a business license. You know what I'm saying? So he already was at that level. You know what I'm saying? Which is further than a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's fully manifested. And once you take the content and the marketing and stuff, it just
yeah. And the clothing is dope too. Like the way, it's unique. It's it's bringing everything together, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, how do you get somebody to care about it? You know, marketing videos, you know, creating that content around whatever you're trying to sell, you know? So, but it's been going really good. I enjoy working with Alpha Grand. The podcast is doing good. I love sitting down with people and just having conversations. And yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking, you know what I'm saying? Because you're putting yourself out there and you don't know what people are going to think or whatever. Are people going to like you? Or are people going to talk crap about you or whatever?
Always. But, always.
It's been a learning experience for sure. But like I said, being in the video world, it's like these are little time capsules, you know what I'm saying? Like to be able to go back, you know, 10 years from now and see what we were doing in 2023 that's what it's all about for me, you know? It's creating those memories to last forever, you know? I'm very into like nostalgia and reminiscing and my favorite movie of all time, I don't know if you've ever seen The Butterfly Effect, but that's literally my favorite movie of all time. I'll have to watch
it. Ashton Kutcher?
Ashton Kutcher, okay, yes sir, yeah.
I overlooked it, but...
It's my favorite movie of all time because it's a movie about like the little decisions that you make and how much impact that they have.
I love that.
For the rest of your entire life, you know what I'm saying? Like one little mundane decision that you make could impact the rest of your life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
and that's how I live my days too. I think about that, like every little decision, how it's gonna have just a lasting impact, and you know, that's, you know, the scalability, whatever you're doing, you know, if you're doing that for a couple of years, it's gonna, you know, manifest into something. Butterfly effect, I love that. But, catching those moments that you were talking about. You've been doing a lot of work with the fighting scene, you're saying.
UFC, I love the MMA game, man. That is truly my passion, and it's amazing when you find your passion, you know what I'm saying? Like, find something that you really love. And it took me a while, but the way I got into it was, I don't know, do you know Ray Northwest? Have you heard of him? His name's Elijah.
Okay.
But I just saw on Facebook that he was gonna fight. And I was like, damn, this guy's really about to step into the octagon. And obviously I had been a mixed martial arts fan for a long time. Like I've been watching since way back in the day. Grew up watching WWF, you know, The Rock and Stone Cold hit each other over the head with steel chairs. And then if you remember in like 2003, Brock Lesnar came onto the scene.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar was like an idol that I had, you know. And he made his transition into mixed martial arts around 2005, 2006, and that's when I started watching the UFC. And so I've been a fan for a really long time. And so Elijah was fighting, and I was like, bro, I wanted to go out there and basically capture that content for him from the very beginning, to be able to have that content like of a fighter from the very beginning, from their first fight. I thought would be like something that not a lot of people have, probably, you know what I'm saying? Like Definitely. Not a lot of people have like really good quality video from way back in the day, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I went out and I went to Northern Quest. He was fighting Jaden Ortega, which is a Sick Jitsu fighter, and he was making his amateur debut. And I was just in the crowd, you know what I'm saying, with my camera, like on some fan stuff, you know. And so I do owe Bear's Best a lot, because he was the guy who was working the event. And right when the main event started, Ray was about to come out, and Bear was like, hey, come on. And basically allowed me to go right up to the front of the cage and capture that content for Elijah.
Nice.
So yeah, Bear's Best, I owe him a lot for opening that door for me. And then to see Ray knock the dude out in the first round. And like, it was you couldn't write it any better, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the underdog, he's not even on the poster, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to come in and get the first round knockout, that's the best way you could possibly start your career. And we have all the content, we have all the video of it. And then it went on from there.
That's awesome. So what are the future events looking like for you guys? You said you got something else coming up?
Yeah, this weekend I'm going down to Muckleshoot Casino Rick Little's got a card going on down there. And then April 29th, Clearwater Casino in Lewiston, Idaho. That's another card. And then May 19th, we're back at Northern Quest Casino for another one of Rick's cards. And yeah, I love the fighting. I love being able to tell these stories. I went over to Sigjitsu and was able to capture content leading up to the last event.
Okay.
So I did interviews.
Like training and interviews?
Exactly. I did a little promo video.
Nice.
And for Chance Haskins and Isaiah Warner. So I interviewed them, talked about the fight coming up, and then created a little video. And the video was so good and was received so well that Rick was like, hey, you want to have them play that video at the Northern Quest Casino before the fight?
Hell yeah.
And I was like, that's a dream come true for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It didn't end up happening because I didn't send the video the right way or something. So there was some technical issues, but
they get in time in the right format or
something like that. And but just to have my video up on the big screen, you know, before a fight, like that's the dream for me, you know.
Yeah, for sure. It's like the next level up.
Yeah, it's getting these people. It's getting these people more emotionally invested in these fights because it's like, why do you want to watch a fight? You know,
that's a good question.
If you interview the fighters, if these fans know who these fighters are, they're going to be more emotionally invested in that.
Yeah. I've been a fan of MMA on and off too. I like kind of watched it grow, like just watching Spike, you know, on TV and stuff. And knowing the story of a fighter, like I would be extremely invested when I watched their story of their personal life and how like the struggle when they came up, stuff like that. So definitely, that's a good point that you bring up. It's like having the content that really backs the story.
You gotta have a reason to watch the fight. Yeah, there has to be a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Besides just watching two people knock each other out. And a fight is a fight too.
A fight is a fight. Like people will watch a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like even at these lower levels, even on the regional scene, these are really good fights. You know what I'm saying? And it's just giving those people a reason to watch. And I think that not enough people are doing that out here. And
I agree with that.
And that's I've kind of just taken upon myself to just be like, hey, let's tell these fighter stories. What these guys are doing is insane. What these guys are stepping in and putting their lives on the line. We got to tell this story. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, how long you been watching mixed martial arts?
UFC, it was on and off, you know. Since we're about the same age, so probably I graduated 2010, so probably